I did. This came off your desk. This came off your desk right over there.
Yeah, probably going off your desk.
We were all good to pilfer, yes. Okay, I believe we're ready to start this special commission meeting. And in light of how we like to start these public meetings, let's please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, the item on the agenda for today's special commission meeting is the final decision on adopting special tax assessment area to pay for Hill Subdivision Road improvements. There have been quite a few things done. Just to name a few of the most recent changes, the amount of potential cost was raised to $700,000. There was a public hearing held March 1st, 2017, and there is the potential that it could be approved and adopted today. Commissioners, let's have an open discussion just amongst ourselves in regards to this. Any corrections or suggestions or questions that we might have in this final decision?
The two things that I had just briefly asked Christian about is in section 9 we talk about county engineering preparing notices for contractors. I'm not clear where we are, Christian, as far as if we accept this design and engineering of the road itself. Some work has already been done, but are we to that point where we can actually have our engineer put out bids for a contractor, or do we still have that engineering work to do?
I don't know. If you're asking where does the engineering work stand, I'm not sure as far as that goes. I guess it's a matter of, I think what it's a matter of is deciding how much engineering needs to be done given what the HOA has done, and incorporating that into our request for bids.
I know the discussions have been that that's part of this, dollar amount that the assessment would be up to that level, but just wanted to make sure that, in this process that's a step. Once the county takes it on, we're going to have it, the engineering, so that we can go out to bid.
Right, but we could do that immediately if you approve it today. So once I think the thing to do would be to have Curtis coordinate with the engineer that's done the work so far and just determine what the scope of that RFP needs to be then. Okay. Or the request for bids, I guess.
Or proceed from where we are.
That's right.
Okay. That was my only real question, Commissioners.
Maybe just to add to that, in a conversation I had with Curtis, engineering has been done enough to where he's satisfied that we could then move forward and obtain they could, if we make the final decision to approve, they would be able to move forward with a contract.
Okay.
So if I might add also, the statute states that once that bid goes out, it has to be out in the newspaper. You can't approve the bid for 15 days after it's put in the newspaper. So once we get that notice in the paper, then I guess what we do is have a regular meeting not sooner than 15 days after that goes in there to open those sealed bids, or you could have a special meeting if you so decide. But I think it kind of depends on Curtis and I working on that, getting that bid out, request for bids as soon as we can. And once we've got our language ready, then we can set the 15 days notice out.
Commissioner Hopes, did you have any comments on those 9 sections?
I don't. I think it probably important to acknowledge the one opposing vote.
Right there
again.
Has been one protest, correct?
One protest.
Mm-hmm. That's right, and that is in order for, if there had been if more than 40% of the homeowners or the property owners had protested, then that would have defeated this, and you wouldn't be able to approve it. But since that's less than the 40%, it came out to about 5.88% is what it did. So you may approve it or deny it today at today's meeting because there were not adequate protests to stop it. And of course, reiterate that it will bind only those parcels that were listed in that second, in that amended notice that went out.
Okay.
Assuming that it does move forward and is approved, could we just mention how it's being funded? Christian, if you would go over that quickly.
Well, I don't know the details of how
Oh,
that. I think
Seth,
what we'll have to do is go out for a bond. Is I imagine
Yeah.
what's going to have to happen. And typically, Eric Johnson has drafted our bonding documents for that, and he's. I think he could work with you in finding. You may have to go out for a private bond on this, and
Mostly, what I was trying to get at is it's not coming out of the county general fund, so to speak, that this is something
Correct.
that would be financed and paid off over a period of years
right.
by the special assessment area. That's been
Correct.
reiterated
That's
several
correct.
times in all our previous meetings, and I just wanted to state it one more time so that people are continually aware of that.
Yeah, it does not open up our budget or make for a budget adjustment in that respect, but it will have to be funded and bonded and move forward in that regard, so.
And then once funding is in place, the engineer will be solicited. Once the engineering is done, then a project will be completed.
Right, which would be great to get it done this year.
Okay, well, we have discussed everything that we need to. Is there any need for further discussion amongst us?
I don't have anything else.
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion if you guys are ready for one.
I'll make a motion to approve the adoption or this resolution to create a special tax assessment area, number 2015-1.
And the resolution number itself, so that it's going to be Special Tax Assessment Area 2015-1, but the resolution creating it is 2017-3.
2017-3.
I'll second that motion.
So we have a motion to approve the resolution 2017-3. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you for your help and patience with this process. It's been educational for all of us, I'm sure, so.
If you have any questions, please stay after and we'll talk about that.
Motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned.